25 জুলাই 2024 আৰু আজি আমাৰ প্ৰথমটো টপিক হ'ল Center's Trust on Upgrade of Railways in the Northeastern Region. Now, in the recent budget 2024-25, অসমৰ আৰু নৰ্থ-ইষ্টৰ বাকীখিনি ষ্টেটৰ ইনফ্ৰাষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰ ডেভেলপমেণ্ট ক্ষেত্ৰত ৰেলৱেৰ কাৰণে ভালেখিনি অৰিহণা আগবঢ়োৱা হৈছে। The center has allocated 10,376 crore in the union budget for the development of the railways in the northeastern region. Aru 60 stations are being redeveloped in the northeastern region with the aim of making them Amrit stations. Now, northeastern regions yate amar phalekhini infrastructural problem ase aru in the recent years Ohomor khetrot active policy underot phalekhini yate ব্যবস্থা লোৱা হৈছে। যদি আমি নৰ্থ ইষ্টৰ পাৰ্সপেক্টিভৰ পৰা কওঁ ৰেলৱে ক্ষেত্ৰত আগৰতলা আখৰুৱা ৰোড, এয়াৰৱে ক্ষেত্ৰত ৰূপসী এয়াৰপোৰ্ট, দেন ৱাটাৰৱে ক্ষেত্ৰত IBPR ইণ্ডিয়া বাংলাদেশ প্ৰট'কল ৰোড এণ্ড ৰোডৱে ক্ষেত্ৰত ভালেখিনি যেনেকৈ ট্ৰাইলেটাৰেল হাইৱে এটচেট্ৰা ডেভেলপ কৰি থকা হৈছে ফৰ দ্য বেটাৰমেণ্ট অফ দ্য নৰ্থ ইষ্টাৰ্ণ ৰিজনছ। যদি আমি এতিয়া কথা পাতোঁ ৰেলৱে বাজেটছ এণ্ড ইউনিয়ন বাজেট, since 2017-18, the Government of India has introduced no separate railway budget and the allocation of the railways is now a part of the general union budget. In 1924, on the recommendation of Awkward Committee, the railway budget was separated from the central government's general budget. Prelims or karne a statement to important hoy. The railway budget was merged with the union budget in 2017-18. Arun Jaitley was the union finance minister. John Mathai presented the first railway budget of the independent India on 20th November 1947. These statements are important for the upcoming prelims examination. Aru amar mainsor karone infrastructure impacts karone ki step loa hoise hebu khetrot amar this initiative for railway is important. Amar next topic hol right to shelter as a fundamental right, Supreme Court said in a recent judgment. Now, right to shelter is derived from the right to life under Article 21 of the Constitution, which guarantees the protection of life and personal liberty. Yar bahire Article 19 Clause 1 Subclause E provides right to reside and settle in any part of the territory of India. Now, এই দুটা article পৰা আমাৰ right to shelter basic domain খিনি আহে। ইয়াৰ লগতে ভালেখিনি judicial pronouncement আছে, for example, the 𝐓𝐸 judgment. Actually, in the 𝐓𝐸 judgment, our right to livelihood, তাৰ ওপৰত কোৱা হৈছিলে আৰু Supreme Court recognized the right to livelihood as a part of right to life under Article 21. It ruled that right to life includes the right to livelihood and shelter. ইয়াৰ বাহিৰে Samile Singh judgment 1996, Supreme Court declared that the right to shelter is a fundamental right under Article 21. It includes adequate living space, safe and decent structures, clean surrounding, light, air, electricity and sanitation. In the Nawab Khan Gulab Khan judgment 1997, Supreme Court directed the state to construct affordable houses for the poor, reiterating the state's duty to provide shelter and make the right to life meaningful. Now, ইয়াৰ কাৰণে ভালেখিনি legislative provision লোৱা হৈছে, for example, যিখন আমি FRA Act বুলি কওঁ, the Scheduled Tribes and Other Traditional Forest Dwellers Act 2006, ইয়াৰ বাহিৰে right to fair compensation and transparency in land acquisition, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act 2013 আৰু Slum Areas Act 1956. তো right to shelter আমাৰ GST পেপাৰৰ কাৰণে ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হয় আৰু প্ৰিলিমছৰ কাৰণে ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হয় কোনটো আৰ্টিকলৰ আণ্ডাৰত কভাৰ কৰে। The next topic is regarding soil issues and conservation agriculture. Now, farmers in Africa say that their soil is dying and the fertilizers may be to blame. About 63% of the arable land in Kenya is now acidic, according to the Agriculture Ministry, which has been recording a decline in production of the staples such as maize and leading exports of horticulture and tea. The production of maize declined by 4% to 45 million tons, according to FAO or Food and Agriculture Organization. Now, ইয়াৰ লগতে recently, African presidents have endorsed the Nairobi Declaration on Fertilizer and Soil Health. So, Nairobi Declaration আমাৰ prelims কাৰণে important হ'ব, committing to prioritize domestic fertilizer production and triple it to the next 10 years. The Nairobi Declaration of Fertilizer and Soil Health emerges as a crucial response to the pressing agricultural challenges facing Africa. It was endorsed by African presidents at the second Africa Fertilizer and Soil Health Summit held in Kenya. The Nairobi Declaration is a strategic commitment to address the continent's dependency on food imports, soil degradation, and the recent global fertilizer crisis. Now, to address this issue, the FAO has recommended the conservation agriculture. Now, key hoy, the conservation agriculture is a farming system that promotes minimum soil disturbance. Example, no tillage, maintenance of a permanent soil cover, and diversification of plant species. It enhances biodiversity and natural biological process above and below the ground surface, which contributes to increase water and nutrient use efficiency and to improve and sustain crop production. Our mainsor karone logore prelims khetrodo agriculture part 2 karone conservation agriculture is very important for GS3. There are mainly three principles of conservation agriculture. First is minimum mechanical soil disturbance, second is permanent soil organic cover, and third is species diversification. Soil issues আৰু three principles of the conservation agriculture are important for both prelims আৰু GS3 কাৰণে important হ'ব. Now ICM are ready to transfer technology of a breakthrough TB detection. So TB detection system important for prelims. Now ICMR's new TB detection system, the CRISPR-Cas based TB detection system developed by ICMR is considered the world's cheapest TB testing system. Okay. So ICMR Dibrugarh Center সেইটো কাৰণে অসমৰ APSC কাৰণে important হ'ব. Purpose, it detects the TB bacterium using DNA from saliva, which can identify TB with preliminary symptoms and is capable of testing over 1,500 samples within 2 hours. The system is simple enough to be used in the village primary health center. Now, TB in India. Tuberculosis kills approximately 480,000 Indians annually, which equates to over 1,400 deaths daily. Over a million TB cases remain undiagnosed or inadequately diagnosed each year, especially in the private sector, presenting a significant challenge. India's progress in reducing TB cases and deaths has slowed recently. The Health Ministry is revising the protocols for TB medication and treatment duration. The goal is to eliminate TB by 2025, aiming zero deaths, disease, and poverty due to TB. So, TB elimination by 2025 prelims কাৰণে important হ'ব. ICMR CRISPR-Cas based TB detection system আমাৰ prelims কাৰণে important হ'ব. The next topic is regarding fact check unit. The Center Defense Fact Check Unit says right to correct information is important. Now FCU বা fact check unit আমাৰ recently নিজত আছিলে, because the IT Act amendment through the government FCU provisionখিনি আমাৰ legalize কৰিছিলে. Now, defending the formation of a FCU, the government said in the Bombay High Court that the right to know factually correct important and right to not to be misled were equally important as under right to freedom of speech and expression under Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause A. Now, FCU, the provisions of FCU or fact check unit was introduced through Information Technology Amendment Rules 2023, Intermediary Guidelines, and Digital Media Ethics Code. Rules required significant social media intermediaries such as Twitter, Facebook, etc., and online gaming intermediary to inform their users to not host, display, upload, modify, publish, transmit, store any information which is identified as fake or false or misleading. The Ministry of Electronics Technology is empowered to notify the fact check unit of the central ministry to identify fake, false, and misleading information about any central government business. In cases where information has been flagged as false or misleading, intermediaries are expected to take down the content. Okay. Now, yet IT Act 2000 or sections 69 is also important. Okay. Jot protection dia hoise for these intermediaries, SSMI or social media intermediaries, significant social media intermediaries. আৰু যদি তেওঁলোকে এই ষ্টেপখিনি নলয়, যিখিনি FCU ফ্লেগ কৰিছে, তেনেহ'লে সেই প্ৰটেকশ্যন আণ্ডাৰ ছেকশ্যন 16 অফ IT Act তেওঁলোকে নাখাব. অ'কে, চ' FCU ইজ অলছ' ইন দ্য নিউজ ৰিগাৰ্ডিং দ্য প্ৰেছ ফ্ৰীডম. অ'কে, ইয়াতে বহুতে ক্ৰিটিকেলি কৈছিলে যে ইট উইল লিমিট দ্য প্ৰেছ ফ্ৰীডম. ত' FCU এইবছৰ মেইনছৰ কাৰণে ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হয়, অহা বছৰ প্ৰিলিমছৰ কাৰণে ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হয়. লগতে GST ক্ষেত্ৰত গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট ইনিচিয়েটিভ ইন দ্য RD সেক্টৰৰ কাৰণে আমাৰ ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হ'ব The next topic is regarding empowering women through livestock. Now, empowering women through livestock development, ইয়াতে আমাৰ অসমৰ কথা ডিছকাছ কৰা হৈছে so we will discuss both Assam and Indian perspective. Now, recently, Women's Empowerment in Livestock Index, WELI, prelims কাৰণে important হ'ব WELI. In 2015, International Livestock Research Institute, ILRI, in collaboration with Emory University, developed the Women's Empowerment in the Livestock Index, WELI, based on Women's Empowerment in the Agriculture Index developed by IFPRI. Now, it measures women's empowerment in the livestock and crop agriculture and focuses significant on key areas of livestock production such as animal health, breeding, feeding, and on use of livestock products such as animal source food processing, marketing, etc. Now, role of women. It has been observed that in the rural household, women are invariably engaged in animal rearing. অসমৰ ক্ষেত্ৰতো আমাৰ গৰুৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত হওক গাহৰি ক্ষেত্ৰত হওক ভালেখিনি পাৰ্সপেক্টিভত আমাৰ ওমেন এম্পাৱাৰমেণ্টৰ ক্ষেত্ৰতো আমাৰ ৰুৰেল এৰিয়াত ইয়াৰ ইম্পৰ্টেঞ্চ আছে There were 5 million women members in dairy cooperatives in 2015-16, increased further to 5.4 million in 2020-21. Women accounted for 31% of all members of dairy producer cooperatives in 2020-21. In India, the number of women's dairy cooperative society rose from around 19,000 to more than 30,000 in the 12 to 2015 in the 5 years period. Now, yata issue ki ase the 𝐓𝐸𝐾 committee. The 𝐓𝐸𝐾 committee report has highlighted the livestock farmers face greater challenges in comparison to traditional agriculture farmers, especially while assessing credit and livestock insurance. Our women livestock farmers are not visible to the policymakers, and one reason is the lack of gender disaggregated data. Okay. Initiatives Government of India has identified slew of measures within the revised provisions of livestock health and disease control program. ইয়াৰ বাহিৰে National Livestock Policy of 2033 and National Livestock Mission 1415 both have focus on women empowerment. যদি আমি অসমৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত চাওঁ the livestock farming is integral to Assam and Assamese village. য'ত poultry, cattle, goats, pigs, etc. It are essential organ, okay, of a family system. Livestock products such as milk, meat, eggs are in high demand, creating a lucrative market for small-scale producers. Aru in general, traditionally, women are involved in this sector. Assam Livestock Development Agency (ALDA) and various NGOs provide comprehensive training on feed management, disease control, breeding techniques, etc. So ALDA is an NGO যিয়ে আমাৰ livestock ক্ষেত্ৰত work কৰি আছে These programs not only enhance the productivity but also increase confidence in the women to take leadership. Okay. One initiative is the dairy development project under 𝐅𝐸𝐻 𝐃𝐬𝐬. Logote access to microfinance and credit facilities have been a game changer for the livestock farming and regarding women empowerment. Our social impact bahutkhini hoy empowering women through livestock development extends beyond economic gains as women become financially independent and gain recognition for their contributions. Traditional gender roles and biases begin to erode. So, our social system aspect, social evil, etc. It helps. So, empowering women through livestock important for GS3 paper and also for অসমৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত GSA paper. ইয়াৰ বাহিৰে the WELI index, Women's Empowerment in Livestock Index, is important for prelims perspective. Then Child Crime Free Assam by 2026. To Assam State Commission for Protection of Child Rights. Its chairman spoke about the Child Crime Free Assam by 2026. As per a recent report of India Child Protection (ICP) titled Towards Justice, Ending Child Marriage, so 81% decrease in child marriage incidents in 20 districts of Assam from 2021-22 to 2024. So 2 বছৰৰ ভিতৰতে আমাৰ ইয়াতে ভালেখিনি ষ্টেপ লোৱা হৈছে The Assam model, it is a triangular model. 3 main steps আছে the legal framework and enforcement. The government approach to combat child marriage has been multifaceted. আৰু ইয়াৰ under 3,000 arrests related to such cases আৰু লগতে Legal action, stating that 12 out of 20 districts surveyed, over 90% of respondents believe that legal measures including arrest, etc. are addressing the child marriage. Then community engagement. The report said that child marriage has been completely eradicated in the 30% of the surveyed villages and data-driven approach. In the report, it is said that data collected from the National Crime Report Bureau and field surveys conducted in the villages তাৰ পৰা আমাৰ ডাটা ইভেন ভালেখিনি ষ্টেপ লোৱা হৈছে তো গভৰ্ণমেণ্ট অফ আছামৰ দ্য আছাম মডেল ফৰ চাইল্ড ক্ৰাইম ফ্ৰী আছাম ফাই 2026 আৰু লগতে ইৰাডিকেশ্যন অফ চাইল্ড মেৰেজ এটচেট্ৰা মিনছ আৰু প্ৰিলিমছ বহুত দুইটাৰ কাৰণে ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট হ'ব আৰ্টিকেল 23 আৰ্টিকেল 24 ক্ষেত্ৰত আমাৰ ইয়াতে ইম্পৰ্টেঞ্চ বহুতখিনি আছে And next topic is regarding solid waste management project in Assam. 48 solid waste management projects in as many towns get approval. So, Assam introduced waste management initiative across 48 municipalities. The first phase of the project has been sanctioned under Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, and it involves the setting up of 48 solid waste management plants. Work is currently underway in the 18 cities. Our bidding process in the 13 is going on. Nalbari, Hilapothar, Barbeta Road, Kasar, North Lakhimpur, Thikazli, all over the Assam, the steps have been initiated. So, our যেহেতু air pollution issue বহুতখিনি আছে, water pollution আছে, soil pollution আছে, to holistically address these issues, we need proper solid waste management. আৰু ইয়াতে যদি আমি কওঁ legal framework, তো legal framework আমাৰ ক'ৰ পৰা আহিব? The Solid Waste Management Rules 2016. These rules replace earlier rules of 2000 and focused on segregation of the waste at source. Responsibility on the manufacturer to dispose of central and packaging wastage, user fees for collection, disposal and processing from the bulk generator. Logote waste to wealth portal, it aims to identify, develop and deploy technologies to treat waste to generate energy, recycle materials and extract resources of value. Yar logote government of Assam recently decided to implement the model law of the Guwahati building bylaw in the all urban areas. Aru yate amar weight management কাৰণে ভালেখিনি প্ৰভিজন আছে so waste management important solid waste management very important আৰু recent in Assam prelims কাৰণে important হয় mains কাৰণে important হয় the next topic is regarding the Hema Committee Justice Hema Committee Kerala High Court stays order on release of the Hema Committee report the committee was constituted after a 2017 actress assault case involving actor Dilip to study issues of sexual harassment and gender inequality in Malayalam film industry. So Justice K. Hema, actor Sarada and former IS officer K.B. Vatsala Kumari were the members of the committee. Now the Kerala High Court gave the stay order on release of the committee report. The 233-page report was due to be released before the Kerala High Court, but it stayed for The interim stay was ordered based on its release should be against public interest and violate the right to privacy under Article 21 of the individual petitions moved by the film producers who argued that including the petitioner possibly exposing them to retaliation and harassment. So Hema Committee report sexual harassment report in the film industry important হ'ব আমাৰ ওমেনৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত কি ষ্টেপ লোৱা হৈছে আৰু ইয়াৰ লগতে why stay order because of the right to privacy under Article 21. Okay. The next topic is related to Kutch, Grassland and Cheetah. Grasslands in Kutch likely to host Cheetah from Africa. আৰু Central Zoo Authority approved Cheetah Conservation Breeding Center in Gujarat's Bunny Grassland to reintroduce Cheetah after decades. The center will house 16 Cheetah. So Bunny Grassland is important. Kharai Camelor report agote already question ahi goise UPSC so Bunny Grassland is very important. So Bunny was chosen for the savanna-like habitats similar to East Africa and the historical presence of Cheetah until 1940. A 500 hectare enclosure is created for the center. Aru Cheetah khini ahibo mainly from Namibia or South Africa. So source country is important for prelims. Efforts to improve 14,000 hectares of grasslands and a Sinkara breeding program. So Sinkara is also important for prelims. Gujarat will become the only state with both Asiatic lions and Cheetah. Now Bunny Grasslands or Kutch Desert Sanctuary cover 5,000 kilometers square, which parts inundated during the rainy season. Bunny Grasslands form a belt of arid grassland system on the outer southern edge of desert of the marshy salt flats of Rann of Kutch. Okay. They are known for their rich wildlife and biodiversity. They are currently legally protected under various status. The Wildlife Institute of India has identified this grasslands reserve as one of the last remaining habitats of the cheetah. So, Bunny grassland is important for prelims, Kutch desert sanctuary is important for prelims, and cheetah from Namibia and South Africa important for prelims. And next topic is related to GM mustard. Now, we discussed regarding GM mustard. Supreme Court delivered a split verdict on the validity of central decision to grant conditional approval excuse me, for GM mustard crops. Now it will be referred to a three-bench judge. Justice Nagaratna criticized the GESC for Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee for clearing the project without relying on any indigenous studies on the crop's effect in India and its possible ramifications on environment. In contrast, Justice Carroll upheld the Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee's clearance for GM mustard commercial use. However, both judges concurred on certain points raised during the arguments. They acknowledged the judicial review of decisions made by Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee was permissible and emphasized the need for the centre to consider implementing a national policy. So, directly for the national policy, the judges asked the Union Ministry to formulate a policy along with rules within 4 months. The policy would cover research, cultivation, trade, commerce, and to be deployed in consultation with the stakeholders, including agricultural experts, biotechnologists, state governments, etc. Now, Genetic Engineering Appraisal Committee recently approved the environmental release of the transgenic mustard hybrid Dhara mustard hybrid 11 DMH11 in October 2022. There is already UPSC question ahi goise, so APSC to ahibo pare. The next topic is related to mitigation and adaptation. In the recent economic survey, it has pointed out to flaw and inequities in the global climate action regime and suggested alternative pathway. Now, the economic survey argued that adaptation should get at least as much importance as mitigation. Climate change mitigation means avoiding and reducing emissions of heat-trapping greenhouse gases in the atmosphere to prevent the planet from getting warm. Whereas climate change adaptation means altering human behavior, system, way of the life to protect society, economy, environment from impacts of climate change. Now, the economic survey on climate change spoke about ineffective and inequitable international framework for fighting climate change, increasing resilience by giving adaptation as much importance as mitigation, and hypocrisy of the developed world. For example, despite having the greatest historical responsibility, the US has lagged behind other nations in terms of carbon reduction. So, mitigation and adaptation দুইটা সমানে important হয় যদি আমি কওঁ mitigation, energy conservation efficiency, renewable energy, sustainable transportation, carbon sink, capture, etc. Adaptation কাৰণে change in land use, relocation, emergency and business continuity planning, residential programs promoting adaptation, health programs, etc. And যেতিয়া আমাৰ দুইটা বস্তু লগত আহিব adaptation and mitigation, seal buildings, green infrastructure, smart growth, water and energy conservation, solar power, etc. are important. So, mitigation and adaptation important for GS3 are also important for prelims perspective. So, this was all about today's current affairs. We will again meet tomorrow. Thank you.